Hello everyone. Now you're one step closer to your destination. RBI Grade B Phase 1 exams are done and most of you have done exceptionally well. I was flooded with happy mails throughout the weekend. How all of you felt so good that you could score so much. I told you already, scoring in this paper was really never a concern. As I had shown you the scheme of marks, and then I had talked about the weightage of general awareness. And then yes, most of you thank me for those sessions. Yeah, gainful all 80, and this is not just for this exam. Previous IBPS PO, let it be SBI PO, all the questions in all the GK based examination are comprehensively covered in our gainful, which I believe is the best return on investment. The volume of gainful that you see versus if you compare with other compendiums, it's just nothing. Yeah, and we just keep it focused to it, and not just that. Even in the revision session of 5 hours, we did some 1200 questions. Most of you said almost 60-70 questions came from there. So yes, what it means, it does not talk something big about my selection. They are sensible questions. So as long as I collect and give you sensible questions, most of them are likely to appear in your examination, and that's what exactly happened. And most of you benefited from it. It makes me even happier. But that's just the phase one. Even for some of you were inquiring what next year, how do we go about the phase one. You have to do nothing. Yeah, just follow our gainful and follow the material for the SBI PO playlist, in which we have covered this for free. Why do you want to pay us for nothing? Yeah, this is already available for free. All these things that I have told you, whether it be your gainful or reasoning, English, tons of material. Please utilize it. Yeah, all those who are new to it, yeah, all those who have already used it, and you would have already seen the benefit that you. Okay then, the happy part of the story is over. Now, we come to the concern. A lot of you have asked in email. I was not even thinking about clearing this examination, but it seems I'll clear. What do I do now? Yeah, we understand there are two kinds of students at this moment in time. One who have been preparing very sincerely from say 6 months, 8 months. Some of them may even be a retest taker who have who could not or maybe missed narrowly last time. They have a different strategy. But those who had very little time, you might be busy with your work or something, and then you got an opportunity, you used our material, or you just put in some 15 days of effort, because it really does not take more than 15 days of effort to clear this phase one examination. And now you see yourself, yeah, getting a little greedy. Why not? I'll put whatever I can in next 20 days, and can I make it to the final list? That thought process would have started to come in your mind, and then rightly so. That's how we prosper. That's how we grow. Yeah. And so for all these students who have very little time, who haven't really paid attention to whatever has been done earlier or should have been done earlier, I have few suggestions for you. Yeah, I have few suggestions and observations. Is That is what I'll discuss here. The strategy for you, what it should be to again equip you with the syllabus. Yeah, I always first try to understand the paper before forming some strategy. So strategy is very simple here. There are three say pillars here. Yeah, for this test, there are economic and social issues, English and finance. Yeah, these three are the pillars that you have to conquer, right? So economic and social issues, I'll come to each of these, what you have to do. But before that, let's see what happens in the examination, what really happens once the students have taken this examination. So paper 1, 2, 3 put together in 15, the people who could make it to the final list scored 197, 176.75. It went down a bit in 2016. Yeah, so paper might have been a little. If you will see, it came down to just three. I'm not talking about the interviews now, only the three papers, all around 200. Now if you will see, the last 2 years it has been stable in around 200. Yeah, so even if you assuming, yeah, the paper is of the same standard, same level, same pattern, which if it gets continued, your expectation should be somewhere around 210 minimum, something that I had set for you during the prelims. Yeah, a realistic 120 here, 210 seems very reasonable. And let's see, has it been scored or not? So I am showing you the score of a I just typed RBI final mark sheet, and this is the one which I could see. So you will see, getting around 80 marks in these paper is not difficult. What am I setting you for? Yeah, just 70. Yeah, 73 the 210, a 40 in interview, you're almost sure shot into the final list. Yeah, that is what happened in around 245, 280, 250. Yeah, this is just the, say, on the borderline. But yes, of course, you will do something. Well, 40 in interviews is like the really bad score, I will say. I have seen score going up to 48 also. 42, 44 I see on an average every time. Yeah, this guy has definitely done better in academic. Maybe he got overconfident or something. He did not prepare well for interview. Yeah, 40 on the successful list of the interview in the candidates for RBI. Yeah, 40 looks like on a little lower side. But still, my target first, I'm not even thinking about the interviews now. How do I get these 70 in all these sections? That is what I want you to prepare for at this time. Yeah, someone who is finding himself at loss of what has happened around him, he has finally got selected into the phase 2. He wants to write what he should do at this stage, right? So now let us look at what we can do in these remaining 20 days. Yeah, that's the biggest constraint. I would love to ask you to read everything, but yeah, we understand it is not possible now. So in these 20 days, how do I make most of it? Yeah, I have told you the expectation. I have to score in and around 70 marks here in each of these. So let me start with something which is very simple to give suggestion in, which is English. Yeah, every day try to write at least one page, yeah, on one topic, and get it peer evaluated on our Facebook group. Yeah, don't expect us to be involved there. Do that. You help someone else will review yours and will give you some positive negative feedback. Work on it, see if you can make it better. So you have 20 days for it. Ratnava sir has already done some session in the old RBI playlist where he has talked about how do you work on your descriptive skills. Watch that. He has done many sessions on maybe something for descriptive on IBPS, PO, maybe something for EPFO. All that is all relevant content. Get the gist out of it and see how you can implement it in your writing. But yes, just reading alone will not help you. You'll have to write. Yeah, get that feedback where you're going wrong, something grammatically, something in the structure, and then start working on it. 20 days, yeah, 1 hour of writing, etc., another half an hour of review on this, yeah, should definitely improve. And anyone with say standard English, I'm not saying exceptional English, can definitely score in and around 70. This is not unachievable. Yeah, if you have good English, you should try to score for to cover for any shortfall that you may get in these two papers. Yeah, so English is done. Let me move to the next one, which is economic and social issues. So before I give you the target how to achieve that 70, you will have to understand the paper also. What is there in this paper? You have 35 2-marker questions, right, and 30 1-mark question. Yeah, so how many questions do we have total? Is 65 questions. This has been all whatever I am saying is under the assumption that even this year it remains the same, right? So 30 marker here and 70 marks from here, that gives you the total of 100. So you have various topics. If you read the topics here, it is very vast. All the concepts that you are taught in the economics in class 11th and 12th is covered here, right? But is that what gets tested? No, that is not the case. Only some part of the concept from, say, something like national income, etc., directly gets tested in form as it is there in the text of, say, class 11th and 12th. But others, the more focus here is almost 80% of the question is current oriented. What do I mean when I say current oriented? If I'm talking about in the syllabus, if they have mentioned IMF, what are the recent, say, development in IMF? Has some quota revaluation been done? Yeah. Where was the last meet done? What exactly are your SDRs? Yeah. So all those things, if you will see, they are all current oriented. You will find them in the newspaper. Not just about these topic. When I'm talking about something like health, yeah, you will see it has some weightage there. Education, right? Poverty. So they are not asking you how many kinds of poverty are there. When they are asking you these questions, they get asked in the form of schemes. Yeah, you will see there is no mention of schemes in the syllabus, but why it is getting asked? Because schemes are nothing but practical implication of all the learnings that you do in the health, education, and poverty, etc. What happens? You identify the problem, you study them, and once you have identified the problem, you implement a scheme on say on account of the taxpayer money and try to help people who are not so privileged. Yeah. So what is the practical part of it? This is theory. Yeah. What is the practical part of it is the scheme which is taking part, and this is current also. and this is what gets tested extensively. Yeah, even for say indexes, right? Human development index. Again, you will see they should have some relationship with here: health, education, poverty, etc. Yeah. What are the indicators here? What are the three indicators? What three in the three? Basically, you have two subtypes. So what are the four indicators here? What is the formula? Who publishes it? From which country tops the list? What was the India's rank? Yeah. So all these questions in and around, you will have to go in little depth. Even the scheme is not just about the name of the scheme. They will also in the question also it will be in disguise form. They will talk about a scheme without naming it, and then they will ask you where was this launch. Yeah. What was the budget allocated? Who had launched it? Yeah. And I ask you where, from which district. They can be more specific about it. What is the say outcome that they are looking forward when they're implementing the scheme. Yeah. So something like say Karam Yogi Mandhan, yeah, or say Shram Yogi Mandhan, yeah. So or PM Kisan, all these things you will have to understand the subtleties. How much money at each different age they want to deposit? What is the minimum eligibility that is there? What kind of workers will be allowed to participate? Are the organized worker, can they, if they choose, they can be part of the Shram Yogi and Karma Yogi also. So all that nitty gritties you will have to go in a little bit. But if you look at, there are some over 700 schemes, yeah, which is currently going on. Even this is after rationalization. There were some, I think, more than 900. So a lot of umbrella schemes are there, and all that is consolidated under all that. So you have to pick all that at least which were there in the news in last 6 months. Yeah, don't miss on them. Yeah, all and these health ministry, education ministry, yeah, and your say vulnerable group, anything, say women and child development, uh, your say the vulnerable, the disabled, the elderly, all those schemes, for them they become very important. Yeah, I hope you are getting the gist what gets tested. The concept part I told you is just the 20 marks. 80 marks from the syllabus. Yeah, your schemes or your reports. Yeah, your current affairs, even this 13 to 1, some of them are straight away current affair, but again their orientation will be towards the economy, your economic and social issues. Yeah, that is what gets tested here, and this is how the current affair from for phase 1 is a little different here. Yeah, that is the basic part. If you understand that and then you prepare accordingly, you will save a lot of time. Then you will not be reading the say sports news here. You will not be reading about the appointments here. You will not be reading all the memorandum of understanding, some random memorandum of understanding. You will not be reading about it. You will be reading about schemes. You will be reading about the indices where all those important social indicators are captured. Yeah, that should be the idea. What is current issues? Something like what comes to my mind immediately, say water stress. Yeah, so water atlas, if that was there in the news in last 6 months, you should read it in detail, what it is capturing, which countries are really doing bad, what is the baseline level, which state in India is doing really poorly, what is the average say loss of water table that happens. So that level of depth will be expected for the mains part of it, which is not expected when you do the prelims study. Yeah, but for selected topic, you don't have to learn every single F1 race, all the football tournaments that had happened in Europe. No, that's no, almost 99.99999%. It just cannot be asked. It just does not fall under the purview of the main section, right? So choose wisely, choose it well. Yeah, I'll also be doing, I think I have already done those 3 sessions for your revision. I'm not sure if for some more remaining news from May to say October, I'll try to release one more PDF, and then for your May, June, July, August, September, October, yeah, and say finally a November, or September, October, November combined. I'll do 3 more sessions on banking and your say financial awareness. Yeah, so that will take some part of your this 30 into 1 wala type question also. Some of the questions will be covered from here. Yeah, all the student preparing for IBPS view, etc., they will also be benefited there. So that part I think I can do for you here, and I'll try at last if I have, because we are really tied up with our the paid group there. So now is the time where all our energy will go there. but I'll still try to do one on scheme. Yeah, I'll try my level best. I'll not promise. I'll try my level best to do one session on scheme before your examination. Okay, so this section is also done. My expectation, at least you know what you have to do. Finally comes the finance and management. Finance and management, generally the split is 50-50. It can, sometimes from last two time what I am seeing, the HR part is getting more. Yeah, part like this finance is getting the 45%. Yeah, what has happened even in the last 2 years, if you will see, there were some 18-19 questions of numerical which happened in 2017, which went down to zero in 2018. So they just eliminated the complete numerical part. They have asked you specifically in the notification, said no calculator is allowed. Yeah, no calculator is allowed, and also on top of it, the whatever the calculator will be there, it will be available on your screen. So they are not giving you complex questions. Very simple question. And even if I remember, some student had sent this mail. I'm just using his word that absolutely there was zero questions in finance in numericals. Yeah, that is what he said. I asked, are you sure it was zero? Ek do to diya hoga, something. No, he said it was just conceptual. I really can't say it to be of numerical, though our sessions on YouTube helped him, but yeah, it really did not ultimately translate into the marks, the numerical part he was talking about, because RBI had done away with. Now, so what do we do this year? Yeah, again assuming, yeah, next year who knows? If they do something like this, it will be very unpredictable. But I think the rationale was, since they have stopped the calculators there, so they have also done away with your calculation part there, and then they are giving you only the conceptual question. So 55 goes to the management like last time, 45 here. In out of this 45, roughly 25, almost 20 mark is again current. Yeah, so this current topic, again I have told you, the banking financial awareness that I'll be doing. Yeah, some of it will be taken part of it. In that I'll try to cover as extensively as possible. Yeah, so these news items, so these 20 plus the current of there, another 20 from there. Yeah, out of the 80 that I am talking about in the previous section, which is current, only 20 will be of this form. Yeah, so but still 20, 20, 40 marks in my next three sessions I'll try to cover. That would be the agenda, the scheme part of it, etc. That is taking you almost, yeah, how much it is, the 60% of it. Yeah, I hope that that part is also clear now. So your 55 comes from the management. Yeah, the out of the 45, the 20 is coming from your current affairs. Yeah, the current affairs, the banking financial. The rest 25 is your concept, and there are plenty, just like the 20 here out of the 100 in the ESI, which was the concept base. Here it will be a little better, a 25 marks here, right? But yes, it is huge. You have to read a lot of things. Yeah, so again my focus would be reading this, whatever material you would have taken, olive board or whatever material you have taken, just go through it, revise. Yeah, and focus on these 55. I think they will be much easier to score, and then the current part here as well as in the ESI section, I think is the best bet. If you have time, the more you can cover, the better your chances of scoring. But I think the 70 70 70 that I have set the target of, you can easily achieve even in these 20 days is the message which I want to leave you. The next question would be, where do you prepare all these from? Any standard material that you have taken. Olive board, I think, should be good enough that you have taken. Yeah, do all their mocks also. Yeah, do all the mocks carefully after having prepared with whatever I have asked you to. Yeah, so here again the focus on the 80-20, on the 80 current, here on 55 of your HR. Yeah, choose a source. There will be plenty of source. You can just Google olive board. I think I have seen, so it is good. You can stick to that. And here out of the remaining 45 also, first focus on those 20 of the current. Yeah, so that should be idea. Keep writing daily, that one passage on English, one say essay, one, just get into that habit of writing, which is very important. Sometimes you think it is there in my head, I can just go and you know replicate my thought on paper. It does not happen. You have to write. You will see how many grammatical small mistakes, silly mistakes you are making, and then you correct it over the course of 20 days. I think 70 again is not achievable. Okay, so try doing all these things. Some of you inquired also about joining our paid course at this time. I'll say strict no. Yeah, at this time it is not. We have over 100 lectures. They're like over 100 hours of content, and then a lot of suggested reading, etc. Not a great time to do. Forget about it. I'm telling you everything whatever I have talked in this lesson has zero business interest. Yeah, just focus. I want you guys to go back and use all the free resources wherever. If you have some study material that you have enrolled with, and or you can get hold to, stick to it, do what I have asked you to. I think you should do reasonably well here. If you have any other questions, you can just put in the comment section. I'll try to answer as well as possible. Yeah, for phase one, absolutely not required for any paid content whatsoever. Everything is there. Yeah, and I proved that to you here, and most of you agreed to that. For the paid part, yes, if you want to join, you should join in time, when maybe when we announce something in the month of December, when you have time to go through, understand the concept, and then at the end you do this selective reading. Okay, so I think that should be it. I hope it adds some benefit. You utilize the next 20 days. Don't wait for the result, guys. Yeah, that even these 10 days you will start feeling when you lose by 1 or 2 marks. You'll say, "Arey, why did I wait for the result?" Don't do that time, right? Give your 100%. Don't wait for result. Every single minute, every single hour is crucial. Utilize it to the best of your potential. Okay, so with that, I will end the session now. All the best. Keep working hard. Thank you very much.